Hello friends and welcome back to my channel. I'm so happy to be participating in the RTS scrapbooking hop with Scrapbook Generations as our 6x6 inspiration. So if you guys have not been following Janet over at RTS, go check out her latest series where she's doing all sorts of great pages inspired by the beautiful, wonderful, talented Scrapbook Generations team and Allison Davis. So definitely check those out if you have not. I'll have them linked down below, as well as all the other lovely ladies participating in the hop today. We're all utilizing 6x6 paper pads in new and unique ways. And if you guys have not checked out Scrapbook Generations, they have free sketches, which I've featured here before on my channel, where you guys can get inspiration to use your papers and your stash. Today I'm working with the Pinkfresh Studio Case of the Blahs set of papers. I have the 6x6, a couple 12x12s, and then the sticker sheet. So I'm utilizing the 6x6 here to build out this page. Now, since I only had a couple of the 12x12 papers, I decided to make the rest of my backgrounds out of 6x6 papers. Now, this was quite the puzzle, and it does take some time, but I think it's so fun to be able to use a collection this way. And it's definitely a unique way to, get all those patterns working together. And as Janet talks about a little bit in her series, the patterns between a 12x12 and a 6x6 vary because they are scaled proportionally to the size of the paper. So although I have the same exact paper that I cut for the bottom piece from A Case of the Blahs, in the 6x6, it's a much smaller version of that paper. So I end up picking out the house pattern paper from the 6x6 paper pad and the striped yellow here. And I used up almost all of the house one, and then I'll use up almost all of this yellow one. And I end up going for a vertical stripe instead of a horizontal stripe. And like I said, this is a great way to puzzle together a custom background that really works well for double pages. And I really wanted to do a double page scrapbook spread this month, or for this collab at least, because I'm focusing on multi-photo layouts and using new supplies in my How to Kill a Kit with Style. So these are all supplies I really haven't played with much, especially the sticker sheet's brand new. I haven't touched that at all, so I thought that would work great for my How to Kill a Kit with Style focus as well. So as I'm gluing all of these down, you'll notice that there's actually a gap where my photos are. For some reason, and it depends where you get these printed, and I'm not sure where I got these exact photos printed, but they're not exactly 6 inches across because they do not span the full 12 inches of the paper there. So I leave the awkward gap. It doesn't bother me too much since I put it on the outside edge, but be careful when you're doing this sort of method of, blocking together a background, because it can end up with some awkward gaps, which again, I didn't end up minding. It kind of just goes with the theme of this layout, which is a hodgepodge of papers. But if you have not done this before, there are tons of great ways to use 6x6 paper pads, so if you're struggling, make sure to check out everyone down below to get some inspiration today from this hop, and also check out Scrapbook Generations, which I'll have linked down below so you guys can get their free sketches. And again, I've used those before in my pages, and they are great, and they also have multi-photo and double page sketch ideas if you guys are interested in those as well. So I did use 4 photos on this page, and these are photos from when we moved our cats the first time. So this is when we moved from Maryland to New York. I was in charge of driving them. So we had a dog crate that we'd gotten, and we got them some room in there. And, they had their litter box if they needed it, because it was a 7 to 8 hour drive. And this was like my first time driving with them that long, so it was a really interesting experience. So I thought that the Case of the Blahs collection would work really well for this, especially with a little house motif since they were moving to a new home, with us, and there's a lot going on, but I thought it would work. And there was one sticker in that sticker pack that says, this has been a long road, like sort of phrase. It's the one in the bottom right cluster, which you'll see in the close-up, but I think it's a great phrase to have in there. And like I said, I am incorporating new things as part of a challenge for myself, to use new things and not bring in newer things without having already used the things I currently have. So that's what this sort of challenge was for me, as well as utilizing those 6x6 patterns in a unique way. It wasn't just layering under photos, it was, building them out. So if you guys do have 6x6 paper pads, one of my favorite things to do with them is cut them into strips and then span them across a 12x12 page like I did here with the yellow. It's really great when they're repetitive patterns and they line up. That's like, perfect, absolutely perfect. And I love to do that. That's why I buy more 6x6 paper pads than I do 12x12, because I find them a lot more versatile. And again, you can find tons of inspiration from all of the great videos I've already seen from the RTS scrapbooking hop that we've put together. And thank you to Janet for organizing this and Scrapbook Generations for having such great inspiration all the time on their page and their website for scrapbookers like us. So definitely check them out again. As we put together this layout, you'll see that it's a lot going on. I don't normally pick very busy patterns for my backgrounds. Well, I guess that's not true. I usually do pick a pattern paper background, but it's not usually this many patterns all at once. So it was also fun to incorporate 3 patterns as a background versus, 1 or 2 that I normally do. So I'm creating clusters. There's going to be one in the bottom right, and that's based off of an LE Studio journaling tag, and that sticker from the Case of the Blah sticker sheet, and a little compass puffy sticker that I pulled out from Jen Hadfield, and then these beautiful puffy stickers, which these are a completely different type of puffy sticker than I was expecting. These are from Fancy Pants. I love, love, love these colors, and they go great with the Case of the Blahs collection. And I saw these words in there. So there was yes, no, and maybe. So I thought that reminded me of, like an answer to a question. So that's what I ended up doing for my title, is I decided to go with enjoying the ride, ? And then yes, no, baby, maybe being the, response from the cats. Obviously they can't talk, but that's kind of how I think they felt about the ride. There was some screaming, there was a lot of sleeping, but I think overall it went well. Like I said, that was last year, so since then they've also done a road trip to Florida, which I'll have to scrapbook photos of as well, but this is their first time on a long road trip, and I think they handled it pretty well. So here I'm just putting on the title just to see how it would look, and these are some just black thickers that I love. I love this size of thicker. And then I thought, well, maybe the question part of the title should go on the left-hand side, where the answer should be on the right-hand side. So that's what I end up doing. I don't often like mixing fonts of different textures. Fonts are fine. Like, I love these fonts together, that's fine. It's just these ones are puffy stickers and then the other ones are foam, so they have quite a bit of a different look. So normally I wouldn't have done that, but I like how it turned out anyway. And I will respace these and actually add extra adhesive under them after the video's over. I just don't like to waste time extra gluing things down when I can just show you the finished product. What it'll pretty much look like just without the extra glue under it. So I decided to create a small cluster in the top left to help ground that title that's there. And like I said, I will straighten out that title with my T-square and all of that after the video's over. It's just something I don't like to waste time on because I have to get my head in the way of the camera and all of that jazz. But you can kind of see this cluster on the left-hand side coming together just fine. I used a beautiful flare and the Polaroid frame, which is just from my stash, and then that paper punch of Fisker's scalloped heart to use on that piece of scrap paper. And then I come in with some more Case of the Blah stickers. I use some of these arrows to add a little bit more color. And the cluster in the bottom right gets extra color from those puffy stickers from Fancy Pants as well, so I really enjoyed those. I grabbed a couple stickers out of this Illustrated Faith book, which is also part of my How to Kill a Kit with Style this month. Pretty much anything new within the last couple of months is in there, but I also have stuff that's new that's from months and months ago, so this is one of those items that I've had for quite a long time and haven't really played with a lot. But this layout doesn't have too much going on. I figured I'd add some journaling strips and some blurbs here and there, but overall the paper shines, the photos shine, and it's a nice, it's brought together by all these different chunks together, sort of like a color blocking pattern if you guys ever did that. Well, here's the finished product. I hope you guys did enjoy this idea, and don't forget to check out Scrapbook Generations for great free sketches, as well as everyone linked down below who's giving you 6x6 inspiration today. But thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!